Meet Naomi, a 20 years old girl from Lagos who turned her challenges into triumph despite living with a spinal condition and enduring relentless bullying. Naomi refused to give up. Join us as we uncover Naomi's inspiring journey and more in these beautiful African tales. Naomi wheeled herself through the noisy streets of Lagos, where honey cars and bustling markets painted the vibrant chaos of her world. Her wheelchair was old and creaky, a reflection of the struggles she faced daily. But even in the midst of her challenges, her sharp mind and kind heart shone brightly. At 20, Naomi had dreams bigger than the confines of her small apartment and the ridicules she endured from her cousins who sneered at her condition. At home, the situation was not better. Her stepmother, Auntie Grace, had little patience for her. Useless girl, go wash the plates, she would bark, ignoring Naomi's fragile condition. Her arms ached from constant chores, but Naomi silently obeyed, determined not to let anyone see her break. Deep inside, she nurtured a vision of a brighter future, a life where she wasn't seen as a burden, but as someone strong and capable. One evening, as Naomi sat on the floor of her tiny bedroom, she stared at a pail of colorful Ankara fabric scraps left over from her mother's sewing days. The vibrant pattern sparked an idea. What if I use this to create something unique? She thought. Her fingers trembled with excitement as she sketched design for shoes and bags in her old book. The idea was daring, but Naomi was used to defying expectation. Over the next few weeks, she worked tirelessly, watching YouTube tutorials and experimenting with the scraps. When she finally finished her first pair of Ankara themed shoes, they were far from perfect, but carried a promise of something great. She decided to name her brand Naomi's Flair, a testament to her creativity and determination. With no money for a physical store, Naomi turned to social media. She created a simple Instagram page and uploaded pictures of her designs. At first, the like was coming in slowly. Her cousins mocked her efforts, but Naomi ignored them, focusing on improving her craft. Then, one day, a popular Lagos influencer stumbled upon her page and shared her work. Within hours, her phone buzzed incessantly with orders and messages. Your designs are amazing, one message read. Naomi felt a swell of pride. Her hard work was finally paying off. But with success came challenges. How would she manage the growing demand while dealing with her stepmother's constant criticism and her own physical limitations? Naomi's fingers ached as she scrubbed the kitchen floor. Her wheelchair pushed aside by her stepmother, Auntie Grace. Hurry up, lazy girl, Auntie Grace shouted, her voice sharp enough to cut through Naomi's thoughts. Naomi had spent the morning replying to customers on Instagram, and she hadn't finished the chores in time. Her cousins, Amaka and Daniel, relaxed on the couch, making jest of her. Maybe if you had real legs, you would be faster. Amaka earning laughter from Daniel. Naomi bit her lips, fighting back tears. She had grown used to their cruel words, but they still stung. By evening, Auntie Grace had run out of patience. Give me that phone. It's distracting you from what matters, she screamed, snatching the device from Naomi's trembling hands. Naomi cried, pleading, please, Auntie, I need this for my business. But Auntie Grace refused to listen. Business? You mean wasting time? You will get it back when you learn to be responsible. That night, Naomi cried herself to sleep. Her dreams of a better life felt shattered without her phone, her only connection to her growing customers. The next morning, she resolved to prove her worth. She completed all chores before anyone could complain and approached Auntie Grace humbly. I have done everything you ask, Auntie. Can I please have my phone back? Auntie Grace was skeptical, but eventually relented. If you slack off again, I will take it for good. She warned. Naomi nodded, clutching the phone as if it were her lifeline. She spent the next few hours catching up on missed messages. Hi Naomi, I love your bags. Can you make one for me? One customer wrote. Another added, when can I pick up my order? Naomi responded with professionalism, her heart racing with excitement. Though her family continued to mock her, Naomi learned to balance her chores and business, finding moments of quiet joy in designing. With each new order, her confidence grew. She promised herself she would rise above the ridicule and make Naomi's flair a success no matter the obstacles. With her phone back in hand, Naomi dived into her work. Her small room became a creative hub, with fabric scraps scattered around and her notebook filled with sketches. Despite her aching arms from chores, she felt alive when working on her designs. Her cousin Amaka peeked into the room one afternoon and scoffed, "You are wasting your time. Who would want your cheap things?" she said with a smirk. Naomi ignored her, focusing on sketching the handle of a bag. She had learned that arguing only fueled their mockery. Later that evening, she posted a new design on her Instagram page. Within minutes, she received message of admiration. "This is so beautiful, Naomi," one person wrote. "I'd love to order this in blue," said another. Naomi smiled, her heart swelling with pride. She was determined to keep pushing forward. As orders increased, Naomi realized she needed help managing her growing business. But whom could she trust? Her stepmother and cousins were dismissive of her work, and she couldn't afford to hire anyone. One day, her neighbor, Auntie Bola, stopped by to chat. She noticed Naomi walking on a pair of shoes and exclaimed, "Naomi, these are gorgeous. Did you make them yourself?" Naomi nodded shyly. Auntie Bola beamed. "You are so talented. If you ever need help, just let me know." The offer warmed Naomi's heart. "Thank you, Auntie," she replied, though hesitant at first. Naomi eventually asked Auntie Bola to help deliver some orders. Together, they navigated the bustling streets of Lagos, ensuring her creations reached her customers. With Auntie Bola's support, Naomi managed her business and household chores more efficiently. Slowly but surely, Naomi's flair was becoming a name people recognized. But as her success grew, so did the envy of those around her, setting the stage for more challenges to come. Naomi's business was flourishing, with customers praising her unique design. Others poured in daily, and she worked tirelessly to meet deadlines. But her newfound success did not sit well with Amaka. Jealous of Naomi's growing recognition, Amaka hatched a plan. One evening, while Naomi was busy replying to messages, Amaka sneaked into her room. She grabbed a bag Naomi had just completed and tossed it into a bucket of dirty water. The vibrant Ankara fabric was ruined, and Amaka smiled smugly, satisfied with her work. The next morning, Naomi found the soaked bag and gasped. "Who did this?" she cried. Her heart sank at the sight of the ruined design. She needed to deliver it that afternoon. Amaka struggled innocently. "Maybe you left it too close to the water," she said with mock concern. Naomi's eyes filled with tears, but she bit her lips and wheeled herself back to her workplace. With the clock ticking, Naomi realized she had to remake the bag from scratch. Her hands trembled as she cut the fabrics, and sweat dripped down her face. She worked faster than she ever had, determined not to disappoint her customers. When the bag was finally complete, she glanced at the time. It was just an hour before the scheduled delivery. Auntie Bola was unavailable to help, so Naomi decided to go alone. The bustling streets of Lagos were a challenge, but she pushed herself forward, weaving through the crowd. As she reached the delivery point, the customer smiled in delight. "This is perfect, Naomi. You are truly talented," they said. Naomi's heart swelled with pride, but her joy was short lived. On her way home, she noticed Amaka whispering to Auntie Grace. With suspicion, she asked herself if something was wrong. That evening, as Naomi replied to another round of messages, her phone suddenly vanished from her desk. Panic gripped her as she searched every corner of her room. "Where is my phone?" she called out, her voice trembling. Amaka and Daniel formed ignorance, but their smirk gave them away. Naomi confronted them. "Give it back. I need it for my business," she pleaded. Amaka crossed her arms. "What business? You are wasting your time," she sneered. Naomi turned to Auntie Grace for help, but she only struggled. "If you can't take care of your things, that's your problem," she said coldly. Defeated, Naomi retreated to her room, tears streaming down her face. Her lifeline to her customers was gone, and she didn't know how to recover it. Naomi's chest tightened as she sat in her room, staring at the empty spot where her phone used to be. She couldn't let her business crumble because of jealousy. Her mind raced for solutions. Then she remembered her Instagram password was saved on an old dusty tablet tucked away in a corner of her wardrobe. With trembling hands, she retrieved the tablet. It was slow and barely functional, but it powered on. Naomi breathed a sigh of relief when she successfully logged in to her account. "Thank God," she whispered. Messages from customers flooded in. She quickly updated them on the situation and assured them their orders will be ready. Despite the setback, Naomi felt a spark of hope. "They can take my phone, but they can't take my determination," she thought. That night, Naomi overheard Amaka boasting to Daniel. "She's probably crying over her useless little business. Let her suffer," Amaka said with a laugh. Naomi clenched her fist. She decided she had stayed quite long enough. Rolling into the living room, Naomi faced them. "Why are you doing this to me?" she demanded, her voice steady but filled with emotions. Amaka rolled her eyes. "Maybe you should stop pretending you are important," she retorted. Naomi's eyes blazed. "You can call me names and take my things, but you will never take my dreams from me. One day I will be someone you will wish you supported." Auntie Grace, drawn by the commotion, entered the room. "What's going on here?" she sneered. Naomi took a deep breath. "They took my phone, Auntie. I have done nothing but work hard, and all they do is mock and sabotage me." Auntie Grace stared at Amaka and Daniel, who stammered in defense. "I don't care who is right or wrong. All of you should go to bed," she said dismissively. Naomi's heart sank. She realized she couldn't rely on her family for justice. The next morning, as Naomi worked on a new design, Auntie Bola stopped by. She noticed Naomi's swollen eyes and asked gently, "What happened?" Naomi hesitated but decided to confide in her. After listening, Auntie Bola nodded firmly. "Don't let them break you, Naomi. You are stronger than this. And don't worry, I will help you get your phone back." Later that evening, Auntie Bola approached Auntie Grace. I have heard about the phone issues. She began. Naomi is working so hard to build something good. Don't you think she deserved a little support? Auntie Grace hesitated, but handed over the phone. Tell her to be careful with it, she muttered. When Auntie Bola returned the phone to Naomi, her face lit up with gratitude. Thank you so much, Auntie, she exclaimed. As Naomi reconnected with her customers and posted new designs, she made a vow to herself she wouldn't just survive this, she would thrive, proving to everyone that her dreams were unstoppable. With her phone back in her hand, Naomi felt like she could breathe again. She poured her energy into creating her most stunning design, yet determined to silence her critics. A few days later, as she scrolled through Instagram, she saw a post about a local entrepreneurship competition called Lagos Rising Stars. The competition promised to showcase young talents in business and creativity, offering a cash prize and mentorship to the winner. Naomi's heart raced. She clicked on the link and discovered that participants needed to submit a video showcasing their work. She hesitated for a moment, knowing her which year might invite judgment. Then she shook her head. I will never hide who I am, she whispered. Naomi spent the next day recording a short video with Auntie Bola's help. In it, she proudly displayed her Ankara themed shoes and bag, explaining the inspiration behind her design. These pieces represent resilience and beauty, just like every dream worth fighting for, she said. The night after submitting her entry, Naomi heard footsteps outside her room. She quickly switched off her lights and listened. The door cracked open silently, and she could see Amaka's form. Naomi held her breath as Amaka walked through her workplace, likely looking to ruin another piece of her work. When Amaka finally left, Naomi turned on her light and inspected her things. One bag was missing. Her stomach chimed with anger. Not this time, she muttered. She decided to set a trap. The next night, Naomi left another bag in the same spot and pretended to be asleep. Sure enough, Amaka crept in again, her hand reaching for the bag. Naomi switched on the light and shouted, Caught you! Amaka froze, clutching the bag. Auntie Grace rushed in, her face in mist of confusion and irritation. Naomi pointed at Amaka. She has been sabotaging me. I've had enough. Amaka burst into tears, denying everything. She's lying. She's just trying to make me look bad. She cried, but Naomi didn't back down. Check her wardrobe if you don't believe me, she said firmly. Auntie Grace reluctantly searched Amaka's room. Hidden in the corner were the ruined items Naomi thought she had misplaced or damaged by accident. Auntie Grace sighed in frustration. Amaka, why? She yelled. Amaka stammered. I just, but couldn't finish her sentence. Auntie Grace scolded her harshly. But Naomi didn't feel victorious. She was tired of the constant battles in her own home. That night, Naomi told herself, I need to work even harder. One day, I will leave this place and live the life I deserve. Naomi poured every ounce of her energy into preparing for the Lagos Rising Star competition. She decided to create a new collection, a bold mix of Ankara design with intricate hard work that would make her stand out. Despite the tension at home, she worked late into the night, determined to win. Her entry video began to gain attention online, gathering comments of support and admiration. This girl is amazing, one user wrote. Her story is so inspiring. The positivity uplifted Naomi's spirit, reminding her why she started this journey. The day of the competition arrived and Naomi's nerves were on edge. Auntie Bola accompanied her to the event, her encouraging words a balm to Naomi's anxiety. The hall buzzed with excitement as young entrepreneurs showcased their creation. When it was Naomi's turn, she rode into the stage, her head held high. The crowd fell silent as Naomi spoke. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Naomi, and I believe that beauty and strength can emerge from any challenge. She held up one of her vibrant Ankara bag. This is more than a bag, it's a symbol of resilience and creativity. It's a proof that no matter where you start in life, you can create something beautiful. The judges were captivated, asking thoughtful questions about her process and inspiration. Naomi answered with confidence, her passion shining through every word. As she finished, the room erupted in applause. Some members of the audience even stood, moved by her story and talent. In that moment, Naomi felt something she hadn't felt in years. Pride. She had faced so much ridicule and hardship, yet here she was, proving her worth on a grand stage. Hours later, the host took the stage to announce the winner. Naomi held her breath as names were called for third and second place. When her name was announced as the overall winner, she froze, unable to believe what she had had. A big congratulations to Naomi, the host declared. The audience cheered as Naomi wheeled herself to the front to accept her prize, a cash award, a mentorship opportunity, and a feature in a popular business magazine. Tears streamed down Naomi's face as she held the microphone. This isn't just my victory, she said. It's for anyone who's ever been told they are not enough. Keep pushing, keep believing you can achieve anything. The victory changed everything. Naomi's business gained more recognition than ever. Orders flooded in, and offers for partnership began to arrive. With her prize money, she bought better materials and upgraded her equipment, further improving her design. Even at home, the atmosphere shifted. Auntie Grace and Amaka were calm now, their jealousy tempered by Naomi's undeniable success. Auntie Bola beamed with pride, often stopping by to help with delivery and offer advice. Naomi's victory wasn't just about the competition, it was about proving to herself and to everyone else that she was capable of greatness, and this was just the beginning. With her business booming, Naomi often found herself visiting local craft markets to purchase unique fabrics for her design. One of such trips, she noticed a man sitting under a makeshift tent, sketching intensely on a large canvas. His eyes darted between his paper and the bustling streets, capturing the energy of Lagos in vibrant strokes. Naomi paused, mesmerized by his work. Excuse me, she said softly, her voice barely cutting through the noise of the market. The man looked up, revealing kind eyes and a warm smile. Yes, can I help you? I just wanted to say, your art is incredible, Naomi said, gesturing to his sketch. It feels alive. The man chuckled. Thank you, I am Martins, by the way. He extended his hands. Naomi hesitated, unsure if she should mention her wheelchair, but then she reminded herself she had nothing to hide. I am Naomi, she said, shaking his hands. As they chatted, Naomi mentioned her Ankara themed designs, and Martin's face lit up. I'd love to see your work someday. I think we do make a great creative team, he said. Naomi felt a spark she couldn't quite explain. Days later, Martins messaged Naomi asking if she'd like to collaborate on a project. He suggested creating art-inspired packaging for her products, something that would make her brand even more unique. Excited, Naomi invited him to her workplace. When Martins arrived, he was impressed by her setup. You have created something amazing here, he said. admiring her vibrant designs. They spent hours brainstorming, with Martin sketching patterns and Naomi integrating them into her bags and shoes. As they walked, their conversation flowed naturally. Martins opened up about his struggles as a freelance artist, while Naomi shared her journey of resilience. You are incredible, Naomi, Martin said, his voice soft. You have faced so much, yet you have built something beautiful. Naomi blushed, unused to such genuine admiration. Thank you, Martins. That means a lot, she replied. Over the next few weeks, Martins became a regular visitor. They worked on joint projects, but their connection grew beyond business. Martins often stayed for dinner, cracking jokes that left Naomi laughing until her side hurts. One evening, as they watched the sunset from her pouch, Martins turned to her. Naomi, you have changed the way I see the world. Your strength inspires me every day. Naomi's heart raised. She looked at him, unsure of what to say. You are one of the few people who have seen me for who I really am, she said. Finally, thank you for that. Martins took her hand gently. I don't just see you, Naomi. I admire you. Naomi smiled, feeling a warmth she hadn't felt in years. For the first time, she allowed herself to hope for love, for happiness, for a future she thought she'd never have. Martins and Naomi's relationship deepened with time. Martins became her constant source of encouragement, and Naomi found herself sharing part of her heart she had kept hidden. They spent evening discussing their dreams, Naomi's vision of opening a physical store and Martin's dream of hosting his first art exhibition. Martins often helped Naomi manage others when business became overwhelming. You are unstoppable, Naomi, he would say, his voice filled with admiration. Naomi, in turn, encouraged Martins to submit his work to galleries, pushing him to chase his dreams with the same determination she had embraced. One evening, Martins surprised her with a gift, a pair of canvas sneakers he had painted with pattern inspired by her Ankara design. I call it working art, he said, grinning. Naomi's eyes filled with tears. Martins, this is beautiful. Thank you, she whispered. Their relationship seemed perfect, but the world outside wasn't as kind. As news of Naomi and Martin's relationship spread, so did whispers. Some customers questioned her professionalism, suggesting she was distracted by her personal life. A few relatives, led by Auntie Grace, expressed disapproval. You think a man like Martins will stick around? Auntie Grace scoffed one evening. He will leave as soon as life gets hard. Naomi tried to ignore the comments, but they groaned at her confidence. Martins faced his own challenges. His friends warned him about dating someone with baggage, implying Naomi's wheelchair was a burden. One evening, after a tense family dinner, Naomi broke down in front of Martins. Maybe they are right, she said, through tears. Maybe I am not enough. Martins cupped her face gently. Naomi, don't you ever believe that. You are more than enough. You are extraordinary, and I am here because I choose to be, no matter what anyone says. Martin's unwavering support reignited Naomi's resolve. Together, they decided to confront the challenges ahead. Martin stood up to his friends, making it clear that Naomi was his priority. If you can't respect her, you don't respect me, he told them. Naomi too began to assert herself. When a customer rudely commented on her wheelchair, she calmly replied, my work speaks for itself, and so does my strength. The customer, embarrassed, apologized. Their greatest test came when a competitor spread false rumor online, claiming Naomi's design were copied. The accusation hurt Naomi deeply, but Martins helped her gather proof of her originality. Together, they posted a heartfelt response sharing behind the scene footage of her creative process. The response went viral, silencing the critics and attracting even more customers. Martins decided to take their love to the next level. On Naomi's birthday, he planned a surprise. He recreated her favorite design, a bag with bold orange and blue pattern, on a massive canvas. At the center, he painted the words, "To the woman who inspires me every day." As Naomi wheeled into the room, her hands flew to her mouth. "Martins, this is breathtaking," she said, tears streaming down her face. Martins knelt beside her. "Naomi, you have shown me what strength and love truly means. I want to build a life with you, one where we face every challenges together. Will you be my partner in business and in life?" Naomi, overcome with emotions, nodded, "Yes, Martins, 1,000 times yes." Their love story wasn't just about romance, it was a testament to resilience, partnership, and the power of believing in one another. With their love stronger than ever, Naomi and Martins decided to combine their talents into a single venture, a gallery that would showcase both of their crafts. They named it Art and Ankara, a perfect blend of Martin's vibrant artwork and Naomi's unique designs. The gallery was located in a bustling part of Lagos with large glass window that displays Martin's painted canvases and Naomi's colorful bags and shoes. They worked tirelessly to bring their dreams to life, pouring their heart into every detail. Martins painted a mural on the gallery's main wall, depicting their journey together. Naomi's wheelchair at the center of a vibrant owl of colors, symbolizing resilience and beauty. When the gallery opened, it was an instant success. Crowds flocked to admire the creativity on display, and media outlets featured their inspiring story. From challenges to triumph, the unstoppable duo redefining art and fashion. One headline read, "Naomi and Martins felt a sense of fulfillment they had never experienced before." A year later, Martins proposed formally, this time with a ring he designed himself, a simple band with a tiny Ankara pattern engraved along the edge. Naomi accepted with tears of joy, and they began planning a wedding that would celebrate their love and their shared journey. The ceremony was held in an open garden, surrounded by family, friends, and supporters who had watched their story unfold. Naomi wore a custom made wedding gown, the hemline adorned with delicate Ankara pattern, blending tradition with elegance. Her hair was tied in a crown of beads, and she radiated confidence as she wheeled down the aisle. Martins dressed in a sharp navy suit with a matching Ankara pocket square, waited for her at the altar, his eyes glittering with emotion as she reached him. He knelt to her level, whispering, "You are the most beautiful bride I've ever seen." The vows they exchanged brought tears to everyone's eyes. "Martins," Naomi said, her voice steady, "you taught me that love isn't about perfection. It's about partnership and strength. I promise to stand by you as you have stood by me every step of the way." Martin smiled. "Naomi, you've shown me the true meaning of resilience and beauty. I promise to love and support you in all that we do today and always." After the wedding, they hosted the reception in their gallery, transforming the space into celebration of love, art, and culture. Guests danced to live music, admired the exhibits, and marveled at the story behind every piece. As the day came to an end, Martins and Naomi stood hand in hand, gazing at the life they had built together. "We've come so far," Naomi whispered, her voice filled with emotion. "And this is just the beginning," Martins replied, squeezing her hand gently. Together, they had turned their struggles into triumph, proving to themselves and to the world that love, resilience, and creativity could overcome any obstacle. Their stories continued to inspire people, and their gallery became a symbol of hope in Lagos, a place where dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed, could flourish. And as they danced under the soft glow of the gallery lights, Naomi and Martins knew that their journey, though not without challenges, would always be one of love, strength, and endless possibilities. This story is a testament to resilience, creativity, and the power of love. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another inspiring story. Share this video with friends and family to spread the message of hope and determination. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching Folk Tales with Chinelo.